Today we'll be talking about the ultimate bad guy gun, the Walther P38. The Walther P38 is a very iconic gun, but it's iconic in a very negative context, being as, if you've seen it somewhere, it was probably in the hands of a Nazi officer or an Allied soldier who picked it off of the cold dead hands of a Nazi officer in a film such as Inglourious Basterds, or a more serious film like Schindler's List. You may have also seen it in the movie Dirty Harry. We're going to go over a quick history of this handgun. If you don't want to see that, skip forward. Timestamps in the description. Then we will go to shooting it on the range, loading it first, of course, but and then give my opinion of it at the end of the video. This will be the history of the P38. First, we will read from the book of Pistols and Submachine Guns. Walther P38. The short recoil pistol issued to the German forces in 1938 as a replacement for the Luger. It has a locking breech and was the first pistol of its type to have a double-action mechanism. The weapon, therefore, could be carried fully loaded with a round in the chamber, in considerable safety. The weapon would only fire if the trigger was pulled fully through. At the height of demand, other manufacturers were brought in to make individual parts. It is chambered in 9mm parabellum. After the war, the French ordered some for their military. The Bundeswehr, after 1957, I believe, ordered some as their primary handgun, just as the Wehrmacht before them, and in the 1970s, the South African police forces ordered some. That was the last use that I'm aware of, other than civilian. In order to take the magazine out, press this little button here, withdraw the magazine, just like the real deal. Compress the spring, or to load the magazine, until it locks in place at the very bottom. You're going to take your BB, put your finger on the back end, or the forward end, drop it in, and it'll roll to the very bottom. Keep doing this until you've loaded it. I believe it holds 20. It may hold 17 though. Memory's a little foggy on that. Sorry I lost the footage from the last video, so the CO2 is already in there. But how you do it is you insert your fingernail in between there and pull off the left grip. This little toggle right here, twist it left, then you can insert your CO2 facing upwards, then turn it right until you feel some resistance, then turn it even faster right so you don't lose any CO2 leaking out in the transition stage of the pin inserting the CO2. Then you just take your grip, set it back in place, put your magazine in, work the action, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, even though these are BB guns, I still feel obligated to tell you that basic range safety rules apply. Finger off the trigger till you're ready to shoot, have a clear lane of fire, etc., etc. In order to shoot, push the safety up, like the German guns do, till F is exposed. F for fire. This time we're going to shoot for accuracy, then I'm going to go reload, and we'll do a magazine dump. That's what the action looks like when it's been opened. That's what our hits look like. Alright, mag dump time. There you go. Didn't lock open that time. So. My overall opinion on the umarex Legends P38 is that it's, exterior-wise, looks good, shoots decent, but it's not my favorite Legend so far, and we'll get to why. That's the main reason. That little silver guide there for the BB, it bothers me. It takes away from the historical accuracy, whereas compared to the PO8 here, it picks up the BB from the magazine, carries it to the barrel, which leaves this big open space there that looks like a legit ejection port. Another thing is, look how smooth the trigger is. Compared to this long, grinding drag before it snaps. Before you hear that oh sweet sound. That bothers me too, even though I know it's supposed to simulate a double action trigger. That's me kind of, I guess, getting back at myself because I said I like the historical accuracy. Like the real deal, safety's really easy to get to compared to the 1911 or the PO8. A good thing about it is loading the CO2. It's real fast, easy, and you don't need a hex key, which is a big bonus in my book. One less thing to lose while you're outside plinking with it. Another good thing is that the magazine's a whole lot easier to load, because once you get to the bottom, you just pull it right, and it holds itself in place while you're loading BBs. So as long as you don't knock that out, you're good. Whereas on the PO8, for example, you've got to hold it down the whole time, which gets a little annoying. Holds 20 rounds, so that's good, 20 BBs. It felt like the CO2 ran out pretty fast on it, and it's summertime, so it shouldn't be doing that because it functions better in warmer weather. But I think I only shot 2.5, maybe 3 magazines, and the CO2 was out, but I guess that's okay. If you want to put a lanyard on it, I guess you could, because the Europeans tend to like their lanyards, so it's got a lanyard loop on it. Like I said, it looks good, not my favorite Legend so far. Another thing to note is don't take it down, because there's a spring that'll come out of place. I've read that you'd have to send it back to the factory in order to get that spring in place, whereas you can take down some of the other Legends. Happy Independence Day for all my American friends. If you're not American, it's okay. We love you anyway. It's okay. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel. We'll get some more content out there, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.